Musical accompaniment from this to start the stream. I see.
You're welcome.
Hi everybody, welcome. I think we're live now.
How's everybody doing on this phantasmagorical day? Oh yeah, I should probably open the stream. Open the stream. So today we're going to be playing Rayman, the game.
Yeah, and I'm going to suffer immensely.
Yeah. Yeah, Elena's going to just
Adam somehow seems convinced that we're going to finish the game today. But,
well,
I feel like that's a bit optimistic.
I feel like we have to judge his assessment. Like, do you have Rayman fan in your username, Elena?
No.
I don't. He's the only authority here.
I could, though. Nobody could stop me.
Do it then. Become Rayman fan.
I can put Rayman fan in my username, too, and nobody can stop me. Where is Rayman? I always loot the icon for it. There's Rayman 3, there's Rayman 2, there's Rayman Origins.
Could you imagine if you opened the game and Rayman was gone? Like, you go to the stage and it's just not there.
Rayman 2, Rayman 3.
Oh.
I found Rayman Legends, too.
Okay, chat. I have a question for you, and I'm about to just put in a poll, right? I can hear my own voice! That's not good.
I have too many icons on my desktop.
Okay, so here's the question, right?
Sasha has Rayman fan in her username? Since when?
Sure nice of you, Princess, to buy
oh, we got this too. I forgot this is still there.
Mario, but I didn't ask you here for lunch.
Every time I switch to this view, this plays. We're falling.
I love that clip. It's lovely.
Well, I love you. You're lovely.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I just love how they open up the scene and they're like, okay, we've got establishing shot. We need to explain to the audience what's going on. How do we do that? Okay, what if Mario just is like, nice of you, Princess, to invite us for lunch at this restaurant? Like the most inorganic dialogue humanly possible.
Why do we calibrate the pad every damn time? Why did it do this to start the game? I'm gonna have to do it again, by the way, because I just know from experience I have to do it again.
Okay, everybody, I've got a quick poll up. I need you to answer this, it's very important.
So...
Wait.
I think it's all good.
What the fuck? How?
I have 69 lives currently, nice.
Okay, I really need to... Wait, what? How the fuck is Yes losing so badly?
Should Bis drink a Monster Energy at 11 PM? Seems at 9 AM.
Well, I can't do it if the poll says I shouldn't.
Alright, it's time for eat at goddamn Joe's. Y'all ready? Okay.
Wait. What do you mean, the videos? Are you talking like Chubby Emu, or is this in the same vein as, like, fucking a Ouija board at 3:30 AM, gone viral, gone
I gotta
bleeding,
wait for this guy to speak.
Gone home.
Gone sexual.
They come to your house!
Never drink a Monster Energy drink at 11 p.m. Gone sexual. There's the sexy firefly. What the hell was that noise? It was like scary.
Oh. Who the fuck? What the fuck is Joe? What the fuck is Joe?
An Alamau. So this won't take me nearly as many tries as it did the first time, I think. Like, I don't remember exactly how it works. So I'm gonna have to do some relearning, but it's not gonna take as long as last time, because it'll come back to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sasha. Do you experience slow fast? The worst state of mind in existence, slow fast.
I got him.
Is that what I'm thinking of? You know, the one where it's like you're tired, you're still tired, and still like have. Oh, it's that thing where it's like the energy drink only, like doesn't do anything productive. It just makes you more stressed about how you already were to begin with. Oh shit! Yes, won by 1 vote.
For me, caffeine just gives me a headache.
Let me look up slow fast. I'm pretty sure it's one I'm thinking of.
Okay, so I'm gonna tab Christ. First tab Christ of the night. Actually, it's just the afternoon here. You got me thinking it's night because it's night where you are.
Take your. Oh no. Okay, so. Okay, this one was actually not good, right? Or like not good. It wasn't accurate. The thing I was saying. Slow fast is. It's a post by a fragile sort of anarchy on Tumblr that goes, "Take your anxiety meds with Red Bull to create slow fast, the hot new emotion teens are raving about. Slow fast, TM. It feels incredibly bad." But wouldn't they just cancel each other out? No. They are both working so much and I cannot stop it.
Oh. Okay, mistakes have been made. Oh yeah, something I wanted to talk about, Bist, was that Five Nights at Freddy's post we saw the other day. Or yesterday.
Yeah.
And just the concept I was thinking about of when there's like a creator turns out to be bad and people show up and they're like, oh, I always thought they were bad. And it's like, well, good for you.
Good for you, asshole.
There was a good post I saw about that on Mastodon where somebody was just, they were talking about JonTron in specific, and they're like, these people feel like they're so great because they never liked, or because they always knew he was bad, and it's like, I never liked JonTron, and it's like, well, it's okay if you did like him, you know. It's like it's okay that I did like his content at one point, and don't like him as a person now. Like,
it feels kind of like weird. It's like the implication that like when somebody is bad, it's not merely that there is an aspect of them which is problematic. It is that their entire being is imbued with negativeness on some level. Like they are physically shit.
They like basically this post, Five Nights at Freddy's post, was interesting because they used the fact that Scott Cawthon has turned out to be nasty to then be like, I can't believe anybody ever liked those games. They're so unfun. All they do is jump scares, and those aren't fun. And it's like they're like, I can't believe there's people out there who defend these games. And it's like, I don't know, like you didn't win because you never liked them, and people who do like those games aren't like worse than you.
God, I'm gonna be honest, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not advocating actually doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes people just sound a little bit punchable. Can we acknowledge that? Can we acknowledge that, like, if you're sat there, like, basically bragging that you didn't like popular thing in retrospect, and then trying to add like moral weight to your own choice, you sound a bit punchable. You feel like you could do with a little bit of a wallop. But not actually. It's not an ethically defensible position to punch them. But I'm just saying, if like they've got the aura.
It was just sort of a weird argument where they're like, we don't like the creator anymore, therefore I can't believe anybody liked those games. Anyway, it's like, huh? And it felt
Also,
like
like,
it felt like they were extrapolating a bit that wasn't there about like what the problem with him was, as well.
Also,
They just called him. They were like, he's just queer. Like they just called him queerphobic.
Yeah, which is not like okay. So
and it's like it feels like a bit of an extrapolation to say that, or a simplification as well.
It genuinely feels like Scott is just convinced that China's gonna invade. Which is, like, also bad.
I mean,
but
like he could be. I don't know, but like that wasn't necessarily what the problem was.
He made a statement, though. He made a statement where he was basically just like, I had to vote for the people who were going to protect me from the evil China.
It feels like it got telephone gamed before it got to this person.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to make a controversial opinion, right? Okay? Like... I am like, okay, right?
I mean, at the very least, something I can say about this is that this was like, this wasn't somebody with like a huge audience or anything. Yeah. Like I think like me and one other person were the only people who saw this post. So like, mostly for me, it's just a place to talk about this concept of just acting like that about these types of things.
I bet you
think about that because I have seen people like speaking against that type of mindset lately. Like I had that example of that other post about JonTron.
You know, it's interesting because I bet you a $5, right? I bet you a $5 that Shigeru Miyamoto probably doesn't support gay marriage. We don't know, and we'll never know because he'll never say anything about it.
Yeah.
But like, it's that thing where it's just like, I feel like part of the problem is
that was a thing. Remember, like long before any of this stuff came out with Scott Cawthon, we knew somebody who was like, I don't think we should be trusting him because he's a Christian, and so he's guilty until proven innocent, basically. Like until he says his views, I'm gonna believe that they're bad. It also feels like not the greatest way to go about things.
Oh, you're holding the firefly, so your hand is the light source.
Yeah.
That's weird.
What about the fact that that's your real fake hand?
Okay, we don't discuss the fact that Rayman has a real fake hand. We don't talk about it, okay?
Oh, when there wasn't a cloud there? There wasn't a cloud there, game?
But yeah, I feel like a lot of like... I feel like there's this weird thing where it's like... people being like that. I don't know, it feels like another one of those things where it's advantageous towards media that is made largely by huge companies. Where everybody is
that wasn't so bad this time.
Where everybody is either like faceless or a PR person by proxy, you know? It like unnecessarily disadvantages creators who are like actual people who actually are, you know, you know what I mean, right? Maybe. Whatever.
Think.
In Redemption, you can actually see the Firefly. In Redemption, do they make it so that Rayman doesn't have a fake real fist?
I'm taking a breather for a second here.
Do they make it so that he throw his real fist rather than the fake real fist? In Redemption? I need to know.
Okay, let's go. We're on level goddamn 2. That's a lot of noise, Bis. This is making their noise.
I'm unboxing my visors.
Your visors?
Yeah, for work.
Oh yeah. Why it always takes me like 10 seconds to register what you mean by visors. I'm like, you mean like the hat? Like the kind of hat where it's just like a headband with the brim? It's the opposite of the Yankee with no brim. It's the brim with no hat.
It's not that. It's a piece of plastic that I clip onto my glasses. Well,
yes, I know that. Like that registers with me. After a short amount of time. Tab Christ.
Oh shit!
I am absolutely shameless with the Tab Christ now.
Welcome, Shan! Nice entrance.
I see you've taken after Ash and always referring to your cat that way.
As your pussy?
Yeah.
Ash is a good influence.
That's a solid wall somehow.
What the fuck?
Absolutely shamelessly Tab Christing it up today.
I think Shan is just... okay, I could be wrong. Shan will confirm. So I thought Shan was like any and all. But I tend to just default to they, them, because it's like... I don't know, those are my default for everybody until they ask otherwise. Those are my those are my default human pronouns. Microscope! When Solvig was a kitten, I often referred to
This
her
wasn't
as
so
my
bad using Tab Christ heavy-handedly. Isn't ideal, but that's the world we live in. At the current moment. We live in a Tab Christ world.
Oh my god! Invalid username! Why did you enter like that?
Got him.
Don't start an argument! No! It's good to see you, though.
I mean, I think everybody here can acknowledge this game's got some big problems.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's like complicated. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't even know how you're supposed to get through here. I'm just damage boosting it.
If I was gonna say that, though, I'd say Rayman 1 to like. I don't know, be more clear.
Everybody likes to be more clear.
What do you mean Bis and I suffer with Rayman? You're suffering. I'm having the time of my life.
I can make you suffer.
Do it then. Fucking do it.
I'm on your carpet right now, and I'm gonna
Fuck. I don't have any carpets.
I'm gonna
You're
dump.
in the wrong
I'm
house.
gonna dump
You're in
a
the
bucket
wrong
of mud
house.
on there.
You're in the wrong house. No carpets.
Well, your neighbor's gonna be mad because I'm gonna blame it on you.
Bring it. I want them to come to my door and accept my fist in their fucking face. If they're gonna believe the weird dirt bucket lady.
No, but they didn't see me do it. There's just mud on the floor, and they're like, "Who did this?" And I show up, and I'm like, "It was your neighbor, Bis."
Wait, invalid username? You are like in the secure. Wait. One second.
Oh, what did? Whoa! Pre-rendered bug man showed up.
You're involved in FNAF stuff, invalid? I feel like I should probably have remembered this, but I don't.
Where did you get FNAF out of anything that invalid username just said?
Invalid username said Spark 2, FNAF security breach kind of, Sonic Adventures
Oh, how did I read that sentence like 5 times and didn't see it.
You didn't see
Incredible.
security breach?
No.
I can't believe you've done this.
I don't know how I didn't. I have dyslexia, I swear. People don't believe me, but I swear.
How would you feel if there was a game called Elena Security Breach? 5 Nights at Elena's Security Breach. How would that make you feel?
Like an electric eel, Bis. I would feel just like an electric eel, Bis. Bis, you're laughing so loud, it's coming back over my end and registering with my VTuber.
I don't know why this is funny to me. I think it's mostly because I'm just imagining that Sasha is Gregory.
Oh lord, okay. I didn't have room to do Tab Christ there.
Wait, why would Elena be the star of a British-themed diner? What sense does that make? Elena's fucking a miracle.
I'm Oregonian.
Yeah, she's an Oreo. Oh god. Where were Oregon? No, I mean Oreos invented. I wonder.
Not here. Nikes were invented here. We got that. I live pretty close to the Nike World Headquarters. I ride my bike past there sometimes.
Oh wait, so what?
It's so huge. Like you cannot avoid it.
Oh yeah. Sasha, I was saying that you were the Gregory and Elena was the Glamrock Freddy.
No, Shan, but I named the place that my games take place in Oregano because it's based on Oregon, and it was a funny name I came up with.
Yeah.
I also have renamed the state of Washington to Washtub in my game world.
Close.
And California is called Cauliflower. I'm really clever, you see.
God, chat is moving a mile a minute, and people are saying so much.
Oh yeah, you can run.
Stuff.
I forget about running. It's so hard to not like accidentally stand up when you're crawling.
Oh. Anyway, I'm gonna draw Glamrock Elena, BRB.
Oh. What if I don't want Glamrock?
Well, my rates are about like £50 for a complete piece.
I have no idea why Rayman sometimes just stands up while I'm trying to crawl.
Usually I get paid
I'm not
to
even
do
letting
things.
go of the button or anything.
I'll let you pay me to not draw this. I think it's about fair. If humans were shrunk to 1 centimeter, would it affect society? Well, suddenly I'd be the tallest.
How would it affect society?
Well, suddenly I'd be the tallest person around.
Well, everybody would be extremely dense.
No, please, no, don't do the fucking boring Neil deGrasse Tyson bullshit. Can we imagine that, like, they're reconstituted into some kind of other form that is suitable?
We all get transformed into ants.
No, for God's sake! Just something that preserves the naive fantasy of this being, like, cool and interesting. As opposed to, like,
I'm pressing the wrong buttons.
Science time.
I'm sorry, Bis, I only have one mode, and it is, exactly that.
Why did you even... Was that just running through your mind, Invalid?
This reminds me of, a YouTube channel I was watching, a science YouTube channel, and somebody said that, well, there was other scientists they listed, but they said he was the Neil deGrasse Tyson of our time. And somebody was like, Neil deGrasse Tyson is the Neil deGrasse Tyson of our time. He's still here.
Unfortunately. I mean, unfortunately, the public eye. Not unfortunately alive. Okay, can I ask you a question? The original question is, what if all humans shrunk to 1 centimeter tall, right?
Yeah.
Like, what constitutes a human at this point? Because I imagine it'd be an interesting scenario for, like, vampires, etc. Could you...
I'm a zombie.
Yeah. Are zombies human? Actually, I'm putting that as a poll in chat.
I'm a monster girl.
Are zombies technically human? No.
Wow, screw you, Rayman. Why did you do it like that? Well, if the Earth shrunk but it maintained the same amount of mass, I think literally nothing would change about its orbit or anything.
I mean, you say that, Chroma, right? But then every statement made about humans...
Because gravitational influence and everything is just about mass and not density.
Every single statement about humans then has to also be able to include zombies in it. And also you could argue that zombies have more... zombies from different, like, races would have more in common with each other...
Pooping Rayman!
Than zombie humans and humans. I don't know, I'm just asking because it's, like, an interesting question, and it, like, makes you think about, like, the specific dynamics of zombiehood we're talking about here.
Well, why is Rayman, like, surfing? Well, for a second he was. Rayman, can you do that again? Can you surf again for me, Rayman? Ah! No! Oh no! I mean, I know what I'm doing. It's just hard.
What do you mean crabs have crab racism against lobsters?
No!
That's like saying, do you think humans have human racism against bears? Crabs and lobsters aren't, like, the same thing.
I mean, crabs and lobsters are different entire species, not races.
Okay, here's a question. Okay, you know what? Here's another question, right? Okay. Okay. So, is a ghost who is human a human? Okay, is a ghost who is human, right? And then if that ghost then permanently possesses a wooden doll, are they still human?
You're talking about Gino.
No, because Gino isn't human.
Yeah, but that's Gino.
That's not Gino. Gino is a incomprehensible star thing from the cosmos or some bullshit.
Yeah, but also he was in the doll. I had a dream about a really scary level in a Nintendo 64 game last night. I'm thinking about. And like, I was trying to, I was like accidentally looking at it. I was like, it was something I was going to stream and I was trying to avoid spoilers. But it was one of those things where I would close my eyes, but then I could still see. Like I kept accidentally getting glimpses of it. I was like, oh gosh dang it, I'm getting spoiled. And also there was an NES version of it that was like a lot less scary. Because it didn't have the technology.
Invalid username, you're on some beautiful bullshit tonight. What the hell's going on?
It was almost, it was kind of fun, because, okay, so it was supposed to be a game, but it was also kind of like an amusement park ride. Where it was like a dark ride, where you just like sort of ride in a vehicle, and then you go past scary stuff. And the main thing I remember was it just being in like a bathroom, I think, or like a kitchen. And like something like that, and there was like a cupboard, and there was just like the scary, like the Ring girl type of face peeking through the crack in the doorway, and everything was just very like gray, white, red color scheme, black and white, and red kind of color scheme.
Oh no, Invalid, it's fantastic.
It was pretty cool looking.
What got into you?
But it was only a dream, so I only kind of vaguely remember it now.
You know, you talk about a Bis-themed restaurant. I used to have an in-joke with one of my friends about the idea of just a place called Bis Burger. It's just like a normal burger place ran by me. But like the head chef is Captain Lou Albano for some reason.
Oh, and thank you.
Just having a breakdown on shift 24/7. He's just like, constantly cooking as many burgers as possible.
Cooking the burgers?
Yeah, they're like filling the restaurant slowly. Like there's just a pile of burgers falling out of the kitchen because he's like, Billy, you gotta make the burgers! Keep going! We can't stop! And they're just like flowing out onto the floor, and he just. I mean, it was more funny in the moment. I'm gonna be but I just remember it was funny because we would draw pictures of like stuff that was going on at Bis Burger. It was funny because in every different shot there'd be more burgers like piling up in the background.
Whoop.
Oh, you could work at Bis Burger, Sasha. You know all about fast food. Yeah, you can come in as our new starter in the kitchen. You'll be working.
Let's try again.
You'll be working under Pokey, who's your senior. He'll show you the ropes. Piss Burger? Piss Burger? Piss Purger, or is that Purger? The Piss Purger would be some kind.
That's the person who cleans the bathroom. We're gonna get a lot if you let Sasha in the kitchen, Bis. You're gonna get a lot of complaints about people getting clown juice when they ordered Sprite.
Well, okay, so people who work in the kitchen don't make the drinks, Elena. Don't you know how a restaurant works?
Yeah, but Sasha's in the building. It's too late.
Oh my god.
It's the clown energy is in there, you know?
I'm kind of worried that like I may have been mildly obnoxious when I was talking about the zombie human thing. And the entire topic might have been ill-conceived. And if that's the case, then I formally apologize.
Yes, we're playing Rayman.
Yeah, but I want to be fucking responsible for the stuff that flows out of my mouth. Oh, thank you, Chroma.
And my point is, I don't think anybody cares.
I care deeply about everything I've ever said.
I'm just not even gonna bother with these borbules. Rayman loves to collect borbules.
How would you feel if I bothered with your borbules?
I think you do. Everybody here knows that you do. You don't have to be coy about it. Joe's balls are here. I'm jumping on Joe's balls. But Shan, I'm a zombie now. Do you not like me anymore? Ah! No, it's Joe because of the level name. Oh lord, what is this? Oh lord, what is this? I'm the only good zombie? Oh, okay, thanks.
Wow, that's pretty low. It's like one hell of a thing to say.
What?
Would you rather be 10 feet taller or 10 feet shorter? You could be negative height, whatever that means to you. Well, negative height would just mean that you were, like, upside down.
Turns you into antimatter.
Oh, okay, that's bad, actually. I guess I'd rather be,
However, being antimatter would be fine as long as you never found your exact clone of you that was made out of matter.
No, but that's not how antimatter actually works. You're just... That's not how it works. Oh my god, there's an antimatter SCP I need to show you! I forgot to show you, it's a good one.
What the hell was that fish? Where did that come from?
I think it would be cool to suddenly be a black hole. My bed wouldn't fit me anymore! Okay, if I go for 10 feet taller, right? does it like adjust my physiology in such a way that that's workable? Because God, I could have such like if we're talking about taking my human form and making it like 10 feet taller, there are so many fucking good like acting possibilities for someone who's 16 feet tall.
Ah.
Could you imagine? No, it just stretches you on the Z-axis. Wait, so you know what? Never. You know this question's stupid.
So you're gonna look like an analog horror.
Oh, fuck this! I'm going to bed. Good night, everybody. I don't like this. Bis, would you hug me if you got 10 feet taller? Yes, but it would probably require me to pick you up first. So you need to agree to that. Otherwise, it's like... It's just... You're just going to be hugging legs.
It happened again! I can't believe this level makes you jump on Joe's balls.
Oh my fucking god. No, nobody wants to be Lanky Kong. Even Lanky Kong doesn't want to be Lanky Kong.
Also, speaking of me as a zombie. Look, it's me.
Aww, no problem, Shan. Anytime. Oh, I love this art.
Yeah, so do I. I'm really happy with it.
Well, I can't believe Alina is at Joe's. I also can't believe that, based on size comparison, Rayman is canonically 1 foot tall.
See, because people like me because I'm a cute zombie.
Yeah.
Like Roddy Tops. Roddy Tops is my inspiration. Well, and Marceline.
Wait a second. Oops. Does Joe
and also
have
those
on him?
animations by that one artist I like.
Oh yeah, of course. Would you rather be 50% wider or 50% less wide?
Here you go. Here's one for you, everybody. Dogs for arms or arms for dogs?
Does that mean in place of every dog, there's just a levitating arm that, like, mouths the bark, so it's had...
Exactly. Or, alternatively, they walk around on the fingers.
Is it just me, or do those things in the background look like cum fountains?
This isn't Plock. We don't have the weirdly inappropriate trees.
Well, I mean, I don't really... I'm gonna be unfair, right?
They're the amniotic fluid chambers from the Mystery Flesh Pit National Park.
I don't necessarily like dogs all that much, so right to bear arms or right to arm bears?
Oh yeah, that one.
Bear arms! Bear arms! We are not arming the bears!
Arms for dogs sounds good to Chroma, apparently. Arms for dogs or dogs for arms also kind of sounds like some kind of like political alignment. Like either you want dogs to have arms, or you want everybody's arms to have dogs.
Rayman is in the cum cavern.
I think dogs should vote.
I want an army against bears.
Alright, well, we've managed to end up with Rayman Cum Chat again. Beautiful.
What would happen if the Bubble Dreamer had a wet dream? Discuss.
I'm being called out directly right now. Shan and I both are being called out directly right now.
People will see any configuration of qualities and say it even looks like cum or a penis. I'm gonna be honest, right? I think one of my favorite examples of that is just like I don't know, like when people try and say that like most weaponry is phallic. Like
I mean, sometimes I see vaginas and things too. Like you can't forget. Like whenever I have a notification on like Twitter or something and it just has a 1 in parentheses, I'm just like,
Vagumbrini.
Yep. Or Cloyster. Can't forget Cloyster.
I don't get what people are fucking on with the Cloyster stuff. It does not. It does not. Vagumbrini do not have a little ghastly in them, and there isn't like layers. There isn't like multiple layers of like stone, and they're not like this free floating sphere. I don't get it. I don't. Wait, Adam, this is the first fucking time you've heard of the fucking Cloyster thing?
People make diagrams and point out all the features on Cloyster.
I hate Cloyster. I hate this. Because people will be like, oh, this is a double battle in Pokemon where you find an onyx in a Cloyster.
That's a like, young married couple.
And like that one's like so off. It's like such a fucking stretch because not only is saying Cloyster is a Vagumbrini is a stretch, but then you're using that as the sole justification to be like, well, Onyx is long, I guess. So that's.
I'm just having a good time, okay?
Both of those. Both of those.
It's better. It's better than the one where they claim that the person shoves the Pokeballs in there.
Asshole.
In the
asshole.
butt.
Yeah.
Or
I hate
other
that
places. Because it's edited.
Yeah, it's edited. It's a fake screenshot. And also, I don't like the implication that somebody is shoving their pets in balls up their ass. It just feels uncomfortable. Oh, no problem, Chrome. Anytime.
Woman's
also,
secret.
for the record, Cloyster, as much of a stretch it is at least better than your weird Palkia penis thing. I don't
but I'm not the only one who thinks that either. There's also other people out there making diagrams of that. And then when I was looking that up, I found people also pointing out Reshiram in the same breath. Like there was like a picture that was like highlighting Reshiram and Palkia at the same time.
Oh, because Reshiram has a tuft of hair. And it's like,
but it's right there. They didn't have to put it there. If they put it literally anywhere else, it wouldn't have looked like that.
There's a load. It's got an avian body plan, right? So it wouldn't even have a penis there, I don't think. And like, also, it's fucking. There's a load of creatures that just have hair tufts in places like that. It's just people are being completely unreasonable.
I think Adam, the trick to getting your videos to stay monetized is A, have your channel be small, B, have your videos be extremely long. So no, like if that stuff's in there, nothing's gonna have enough time to notice.
Want to have a bad time? Google ostrich penis. Okay, Sean, I'm gonna blindly do what you tell me to.
I've literally never gotten past this fish. By the way. Just so everybody's clear on that, I've never gotten past this fish so far. I think you're being very generous, thinking that we would finish this game tonight. We're nearly an hour in already. And I was planning to do 2 hours.
God, that thing's pretty wild. It's just like a tongue that comes out their asshole.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure.
Also, don't forget that it's technically not a penis unless it's on a mammal.
I don't care.
Otherwise, it's just like a similar structure.
I just don't care. I just could not care less.
Only mammals have those.
Arrow keeps getting on my case for saying that octopuses have tentacles. It's like I just don't care.
Like mammals are the only ones that have genitals completely separated out from their other exit hole.
Adam is begging me to shut up.
Like I've discussed on the stream before that like that's what's special about mammals is that that's how you know that we're like the newest type of animals is because we have extra holes.
Well, anyway, everybody, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Because like that's how the evolution of animals has happened. It started with 1 hole and then 2 and then now we've got extras.
What's the next hole, you think? What's the next hole that's going to evolve? I
don't know. Most animals on Earth are still living happily with only 2.
The next hole is a hole in one. I was very upset recently because I found out that blowholes aren't actually a new hole; they're just nostrils.
Yep, they just moved.
They put their nostril on their head and they try and pretend it's a new hole.
Did you know that there were dinosaurs that had their nostrils up on their forehead like that too?
Oh,
like the long-necked ones.
Oh.
I don't know, but that's how it was. Although I think there might be some question on that because obviously all we have is the skeletons. So it could be that their nostrils were just really long, and like the holes like moved that far back, and their nostrils like could have still been on the front.
I'm gonna be honest, Adam. I appreciate that you put like a few like reassurances and compliments before asking me to not discuss animal genitals in front of you ever again. That's a responsible thing to do. Like, make sure you're letting me down easy on the front of talking about animal genitals.
I'm probably off the hook because I wasn't describing anything vividly.
Oh, I wasn't describing anything vividly. If you want to hear vividly...
I wasn't even using any analogies.
I think you're greatly overestimating the amount of investment
the fish! I hate the fish!
Oh yeah, the penis museum. I've heard of that. Shan, I respect your appreciation for, like... What's the word for, like, animal biology?
I want to go to the museum, I think in Philadelphia, where they just have weird historical, like, medical stuff. Like medical, examples.
I'm a basic bitch, and I want to go to the York Museum of Rail.
Because, like, they didn't used to have models, they, like... Because, like, nobody was accurate enough, so it was just literal, like, real body parts, like, set up so that you could see the anatomy and everything. And they just have a collection of that type of stuff. Including the toxic megacolon. They've got that. Don't forget about the toxic megacolon. There's a couple of things there where people specifically donated themselves to be put on display.
Toxic Megacolon sounds like a legendary Pokemon's signature move.
They also have part of Albert Einstein's brain there. Which apparently, like, was against his wishes. He didn't want his brain to be studied, but at some point in the past somebody, like, stole it. And then... They
stole his brain?
Yeah, and then this museum just ended up with part of the stolen brain. Gosh dang it, I made it past the fish, but... It's kind of bizarre.
This Joe level sucks.
But, like, so they did, like, against his wishes, they did, like, study his brain, and they found out that it was, like, exceptional. And just that, like, it showed, like, basically no signs of aging. So it is an interesting knowledge that we gained from it, but, like, it's like...
What
it was under rude circumstances that it happened. Oh yeah, don't look at me. I know I'm a zombie, but it wasn't me.
Oh god, chat. You know, this is a nice stream. I'm enjoying this.
But yeah, it was like, well, the museum used to be more functional. Like, it's been around for a long, long time. It was around long enough that, like, it originally was functional. Like, that was where doctors would go to, like, study anatomy.
Okay, who the fuck voted in that last poll? Whoever it is, you're fucking banned. Wait, no. The votes came out right. Everybody agrees with me. Hell yeah! No! Yeah! Everybody who voted in that, you're getting promoted to mod.
Only two people did.
2 people are getting mod stats tonight. No bears. Bears are banned from life.
I forget what the name of the museum is, but I remember watching some videos. Like, they have a YouTube channel. I remember watching some videos about it. It was interesting.
So that stuff in the background really is just like either cum or like hair conditioner.
It's so funny how like they are the ones who explain that the Einstein's brain was stolen at some point. And they just kind of have it now.
Okay, Adam, you're getting promoted. You're not actually, but I can't actually do that. I don't have the authority.
Who do you think it was that was like, because they had to? God, why am I so bad at this? They had to have gotten it like early on. Like, so who was sitting there waiting? And it's just like, God, I gotta get his brain.
Yeah, you have to go for an entire skull to get that shit.
Yeah. So who was it? Who was this mastermind? Who was prepared to get the brain?
Oh my god!
Damn.
Terror is raiding with an army of 38!
Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm struggling. We're jumping on Joe's balls. And we're struggling. Because of the gosh dang fish.
Because of the fucking fish.
Texter is a speedrunner for this game.
Oh. Well, hey everybody, I hope you're looking forward to a much slower playthrough.
Yeah, I hope you like my really ass playthrough here.
It's not ass, sweetie. It's just slow.
Slow ass.
It's a scenic playthrough. You get time to admire every pixel of these
every cum fall.
And or hair conditioner, one or the other.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh my god, we have almost 50 viewers. This has never happened before.
Damn. Yeah, that's new record. Thanks everybody.
Okay, quick. We need to quickly show everybody what
I need to plug my Patreon.
I need to defeat the great evil.
Oh yeah, there it is. I just have it. Okay, bye.
Everybody hates Joe's balls.
Yeah, as they should. It's just that fish! I swear! I try every time! Oh, Bis does want me to defeat the great evil.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the great evil has to fucking die. Also, I think you're supposed to, like, just land on the balls. Actually, I don't even know what you're supposed to do.
I mean, it's happened a couple times, but I wasn't paying attention to what I even did.
Oh.
Oh, that was...
That's part of the problem with playing hard games or streaming, is that you naturally end up just sort of, like,
oh, that's
asleep
Vegeta
in a coma,
Bis, I've lost the great evil.
And drunk and bleeding out and jet lagged while experiencing the benefits of high altitudes of 5-year-old conservative game. Yeah?
I can't find the great evil.
You can't find the great evil, no!
Yeah, now we've got all these people, I'm doing literally nothing. I'm just gonna play the game.
No! Okay, that's alright. You can defeat the great evil at the end of the stream. It's fine.
Ah!
Oh yeah, there is a pin up on the wall.
Well, that was just bad.
The great evil is missing. The great
Don't you
evil
love
has
how the audio like really crusts out every time I die? It just goes. And now I've done this. Great. Let
Would
me
you
get my
say
lives
there's a
back.
big distinction between crusty and crispy?
Yes.
Oh.
Definitely.
Okay.
100% difference. Why am I stinking now? What? No, what? I can't even make it to the fish. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
What?
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
Why are you tuning?
I'm just repeating what you said.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, Shan.
I gotta slow the heck down, I think, because This is the thing that happens to me, is I end up with bad muscle memory. Like, I get muscle memory for doing a mistake, and so the mistake happens every single time because I just do it naturally.
There's no crusty and crispy are completely different textures, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Differences. I don't know, they felt kind of similar in my head.
Crust is like, you know, bread crust, and crispy is like a thin cracker.
I would never say a cracker was crispy. What?
Yeah.
No, a cracker's crunchy.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
Crust
No, it's not,
and
it's not
crisp
crunchy.
can be crunchy. You can have chewy crust, though. I don't think you could have chewy crispy. If something was chewy and crispy, you'd have to call Gordon Ramsay and have him take care of that for you.
Crispy is more delicate, subtle. Crusty is off-putting and layered. That makes sense.
I did it again! I told you I got this bad muscle memory. I did it again! I have to wait when I get to that ball. Please, everybody remind me to wait.
Crunchy is impactful and brutalist. I love the word brutalist.
Gosh, dang it! I didn't even get there this time. We're gonna be here with Joe's balls for the rest of the stream, I bet.
Addo's words echo in your mind. You'll probably finish the game with stream.
Did you say Addo?
Adam.
Adam, okay.
Not Addo.
Addo is somebody else.
Yeah, Addo is Sasha.
Damn. Adam's words echo in your mind. Now is not the time to use that.
Adam's words echo in your mind. Please do not discuss animal genitals in my presence.
Every time you say that, I think you're going to say jizz. And that's probably true as well. Don't discuss that. It just jumped at me the other way. Okay. Okay, I've made progress. No! No! The fish! No! No! There's more of them!
There's more fish!
You gotta be squidding me! Yeah, lap it up. Lap it up, fairy ball.
What do you mean, fairy ball?
Instead of... because I can't call you a fur ball.
Oh. To quote one of the Alex Kidd games, I'm the miracle ball. Fairy ball sounds like a fun sport.
Splort.
Well, okay, you've ruined my life.
We use you as the ball in fairy ball.
Exactly.
And we slam dunk you.
Hell fucking yeah! I used to have a catch. My catchphrase used to be, "I'm gonna go slam." It was something stupid like, "I'm gonna go slam Disney's Dunculate my gosh dilly ding dang darn Arnis into bed." I used to say Arnis because like I had a friend called Taylor, and like Taylor has like an imposing energy, right? She's like a power lifter, and she has like this really sort of like this voice where you're never quite sure what the emotion is, like very sort of like monotone voice. And one time, I just was like talking, and she said you said Arnis, and I was like, yeah, and she says, you're supposed to say Arnis, and I'm like, what? No, I've never said Arnis. She's like,
oh, the fish. I thought I had. Oh, ooh.
And she just kind of says to me, no, you say Arnis. I was like, okay. So that became like, it just ends into my vocabulary. Oh god. She was cool.
At least the cheating is minimal here because it doesn't matter. Because you kind of just instantly die whatever happens to you.
Raymilt?
Raymilt?
No, Ray Milt.
Ray Milf.
So, no, Ray Milt.
Ray Milf.
Ray Milf sounds like one of the costs. Oh my god! Oh my god! Do you remember how they almost had? Do you remember the canonical Ray Gamilf?
What?
Do you remember they had like that entire trailer for the original Rayman 4, and like one of the big jokes was, haha, the family grandpa wants to fuck Rayman in a grandma costume. That's like the joke of the Don't you remember?
No, I was never told about this.
No, are you fucking serious? It's like a trailer for Rayman 4, and like fucking it's like you've got like you've got like a goth teen, and you've got like some third person, like a kid, and you've got like the grandpa, and they're like playing the game.
Man,
and then
I'm getting sent to the boring and not cool part of the catacombs.
And then the Rabbids all show up in the game, and that Rayman fights them, and Rayman puts on a load of costumes. And when he puts on the grandma costume, the granddad takes off his glasses, like, whoa, look at that.
Oh.
So then later,
when
at the
you
end
worded
of the advert,
it, I thought you meant that the grandpa was wearing the grandma costume and wanted to turn it to him. Rayman was normal, but the grandpa was wearing a grandpa costume. They mixed it up for some reason. I was so confused.
And then at the end of the advert, it's like the grandpa gets up in the middle of the night and quietly turns the Wii on to look at Rayman in the grandma costume, and then and then dances with the motion controls with her, also like in like kind of like a disco context.
What? Rayman advertisements are on another level.
Rayman has canonically been a female.
The fish! The fish! The fish!
No, Adam, no, it was a trailer for Rayman 4 before they made Raving Rabbids.
The Rabbids were going to be in Rayman 4.
There was footage of, like, it was like, you know, obviously Rayman 4 morphed into Rabbids, but like, the Rabbids were part of the plan.
Rabbids were just something that was going to be in Rayman originally.
They were just going to be a new villain, basically, yeah. I'm going to look at the exact video. 1 second.
I remember you telling me about this trailer now. I forgot about the grandpa thing. Because you worded it weirdly. And I, as I mentioned, thought you meant that the grandpa put on the grandma costume and thought that was what Rayman was into, apparently. What is this?
It's interesting how originally the Rabbids were going to be like zombie stand-ins from the way they're depicted in that trailer.
Oh.
Like they burst out of the ground and they become this huge horde.
I don't want Rabbids to be a stand-in for me. There will be no Rabbid version of me.
I love how unreal... my favorite thing about the entire trailer, the most unrealistic thing, is that, like, Rabbids show up in a video game and the entire family leans in to understand what's going on. That's not how the real world works. People aren't like, wow, Rayman's world has gone fucked up. I'm a 80-year-old and I give a shit.
I think that might be the joke.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's meant to be funny. What are you trying to make me do, game? You wanna run that one by me again real quick, game? What do you want me to do there? Excuse me? There's a fish and there's a million stuff flowing through the air and you have to sit on the ball for a million years as it slowly gets pushed across the screen. And you expect me to... This game is a load of barnacles.
The goth kid from that trailer.
Oh man, oh man. Ah!
It's so fucking cool. Their hair is absurd and I love it.
I'm a goth kid. Except for I'm an adult. I happened to remember about Beetlejuice. last night, and that movie is very aesthetic for me now.
Oh yeah, I remember Beetlejuice.
Because there's the goth kid in that who's like, I remember liking the look of, the fashion of, the style of. I went through like several different words to say what I meant there, but you know what I mean. I swear, the fish. The fish. The fish.
Top 10 fish. Number 1. The shitty enemy readiness.
I feel like Wednesday Addams has been a bit of a aesthetic inspiration as well.
How would you feel if I made what's an Addams Family OC that was just called Friday Addams? And it was like the opposite of Wednesday Addams.
Wouldn't the opposite be like Sunday?
No, because the idea is that Wednesday is hump day, because it's the furthest from the last weekend and the furthest from next weekend. Friday is like, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Never searching for the weekend, Friday.
I love Beetlejuice.
Getting down on Friday.
The waiting room scene is so early in the movie, isn't that's like right after they die, right? And they're just in the underworld. You didn't get too far in that movie at all. You didn't get to see all the good stuff. You didn't get to see the reason that I remembered it last night, because I was thinking about the song, the Up on the Line, whatever it's called. That's like peak Tim Burton stuff right there. I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, I was gonna look up the character. Beetlejuice. Daughter.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah. She's got an aesthetic.
Beetlejuice,
Lydia Dietz.
Beetlejuice pop. Look at a Beetlejuice in the shop.
Her last name was Dietz. I don't think I would do hair like she's got, but otherwise she's pretty good. She's got some wild hair sometimes.
Song over here, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm gonna play Beetlejuice on the NES.
Oh, that sounds fun.
What if I do that for Halloween this year?
Oh shit! Also, by the way,
the Angry Video Game Nerd doesn't like it, but I'm probably not gonna have a good time with it. But it'd be a fun like one-off stream.
Also, at some point, we need to reschedule the bug stream.
Yeah. Next Christmas.
No!
It has to be at Christmas, Bis.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I get to request a game for, like, the opposite of Christmas as well.
July?
Oh. I hope Twinkle Gift's done in time for fucking Easter.
I'm not sure what my favorite Tim Burton movie is. Like, I like them generally. I like The Corpse Bride.
Wait a second. Chroma. Okay, so I need you to understand Chroma, right? Okay. You're mentioning that the Beetlejuice reminds you of that one movie where Howie Mandel pees in a kid's apple juice, right? I know that exact movie only because the pee in the apple juice scene is brought up in Homestuck at one point. I think it's Little Monsters is the movie name. I could be wrong though. Adam, are you okay? Are you alright?
So we watched Black Widow again last night. And there's this one part in it that I'd forgotten about, but it's just kind of, it's a little bit funny, and it's supposed to be really serious, and it's like a major plot point. So basically the idea is that there's this guy, he's this Russian guy, and he's like creating these like super highly trained women soldiers, and they're like mind controlled through chemicals and stuff. And one of the things, so Black Widow is like there with him, right? And is trying to kill him, and finds out that she can't. And then he's like, "It's because I have a special pheromone that makes it so that you can't kill me. Like you smell it and you won't attack me." It's
what?
Yeah. And
okay, I'm going to bed, everybody.
It's kind of a serious moment as well, because that like him saying that is what like causes his defeat, because then you know how she gets out of that and manages to defeat him.
Closes her nose.
No, she just smashes her nose into the desk and breaks the olfactory nerve so she can't smell.
I think it'd be funny if she just farted real hard. Like astroturfed the air.
And that's like a big dramatic moment. You're like, ooh, she got him good.
What movie is this?
Black Widow.
Because this movie sounds just awful.
Because he had bad smell air, and that made it so that you couldn't kill him if you smelled him. And I swear this is played completely serious. Like when I say it out loud like this, it sounds so funny, but like in the context, it's supposed to be serious.
Do you know there's actually a villain? Oh, not a villain. There's a competitor.
He's so stinky.
There's a competitor in the first tournament arc of Dragon Ball who has the same gimmick.
Oh,
except with him, it's just that he just doesn't bathe. So he's so stinky that you can't fight him. He makes sure to vomit, and then like eventually he gets beaten by the one character who just doesn't have a nose on his design. Like his nose is never drawn, so he doesn't have to smell him. That's back when Dragon Ball was like mostly comedy, though.
Wow. Also, they like all of these women super soldiers, they have their uterus removed, apparently, for reasons.
Okay, I'm going to bed, everybody. Good night.
And that's a plot point that comes up multiple times in multiple movies, that she cannot reproduce, and neither can the others. I don't know why that's so important, but they've got to really make sure you know about it.
I think super soldiers should all have their nuts removed because it's an easy target. Where's that in my fucking Marvel movies? Where's the fucking scene where they talk about nut removal?
I feel like there's some sort of weird, I feel like it is inescapable that there's some weird like gender essentialism to the thesis of this plot. Bioessentialism.
And also like some weird metaphysical Madonna, not quite Madonna whore complex, but a similar thing where it's like womanhood without the nurturing of children element equal bad and scary.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how it was explained. It was like it's easy it's easier to kill people when you're not worried about ever like reproducing.
What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this shit? Like, how would that? Could you imagine how evolution would have played out on planet Earth if like you're better at killing if you never reproduce ever again?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. Okay, this is kind of a weak point of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. To be honest.
Can I ask you a sassy question?
Is these plot details? Yeah.
What's a strong point of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Not this part.
Can you name one?
Bis, this is a trick question, because I'm going to name something you're going to be like...
No, I'm genuinely looking for something that
I like most of the other things. I mean, I have problems like this. I also have issue with the fact that like they have all this really incredible technology, and then you see that like the rest of the world is still just like modern day technology. And it's like, why, like, you could be making a utopia, you could be making a world where everybody has access to all this stuff, but now it's just the rich guy, Tony Stark, has it, and the government has it, and, like, And then like in an Endgame, when like the world is all like in shambles and society is falling apart, Tony Stark is still there. He could have been helping life for everybody by sharing his technology with everybody. Like, now would be the best time, and he still doesn't. He still hoards it for himself.
Well, part of the problem there is just that, like, they need the world to be recognizable because they don't trust the audience to like.
But the problem with that is that these movies have been going from 2008 and are supposed to be taking place in roughly real time.
Yeah.
And so there's been years and years and years where this stuff has existed and it hasn't come to the public, and it's just bonkers.
Exactly. Because the problem is eventually it would have to become an alternate timeline, and then it would be like,
I mean, they've already done that now, because now everything takes place 5 years in the future because there was the blip.
Yeah, but
and during that time there was like the world was in shambles and nobody, half people were gone, and etc.
My point is, imagine technology advanced, right? Okay, in a way that was realistic.
Yeah.
And then audiences watch the new Spider-Man movies that are in the MCU. A load of people who have never seen another MCU movie will watch them and be like, "Why is Spider-Man in the future? Why is he different than real?"
You made that was the aneurysm sound effect.
That's what fucking the average person makes me feel like.
Gosh, I hate this level. I was warned about this level, but I still hate it.
Damn, imagine a billionaire hoarding resources.
I know, right? But it's just like, but you're supposed to think of them as heroes and like helping the world, and all I see them do is sit here and hoard their stuff.
No, but you don't understand though, because
you're not improving anything.
You don't understand though. They preserve the status quo that they benefit from by killing evil people. They're heroes. How long have we been in Joe's ball world?
Because then you think about the fact that like a lot of this stuff isn't even them saving things for society. It's just they're having their own internal conflicts with the government or with each other. Both the villains and the heroes.
Can I ask you a genuine question though?
Yeah.
Okay, so this wasn't a trick question, right? We spend a lot of time talking about what sucks about the MCU. Tell me something that's cool.
I like how the movies, I like the action scenes.
Okay.
They're well choreographed, and it's interesting how you can tell there's a lot of video game influence in how they choreograph the action.
Have you seen the Wonder Woman movie?
The first one?
Yeah.
Yes.
How does that stack up in terms of action scenes from your perspective?
I don't remember.
Because I remember not liking the action in that. I know it's not MCU, but it's like the same kind of thing.
I mostly remember now the sequel, the Wonder Woman 88 or whatever it was called, that was just bonkers.
Do people consider that one good? Because I watched a video.
No, it was so... No. It looked both cheap and also like they spent too much on it at the same time. I don't even know how to describe it. It's the slow fast of movie quality.
Chroma says I think the wizard character, despite being horribly utilized, is still alright because making a bad wizard is really hard.
Oh, yeah, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is one of my favorite characters in the MCU. Well, I mean, he was one of my favorite Marvel characters to begin with, so.
PhD unusual.
It's so funny as well now because they got to keep bringing in new characters, but they rarely, if ever, invent new characters just for the MCU. So they're just kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel now. Like you get to like the end credits scene and they show you like, I don't even remember his name, but he's literally just like this little like dwarf guy, who lives on an alien planet. And like it used to be like those end credit scenes used to be for like their big reveals. Like, look, this cool character is coming up in another movie. You get excited for him, and I was just like, well, we've got this little elf guy. Isn't that exciting? And it's like that probably he's from the Silver Surfer.
Okay, so
nobody knows about him.
Shan has listed some good things from the MCU.
So it's kind of funny because it's like One other thing I was going to say about that is because originally the movie, like, Iron Man wasn't a very well-known character, like, publicly, when, like, in, like, the general public, when they made that movie. But now, like, everybody knows Iron Man now, right? And so, like, originally it was just kind of, like, for nerds, primarily, right? Like, people who, like, Marvel nerds were getting the characters that they wanted in the movies, and that was sort of the main thing. And now we've run out of those characters. Or like we've run through everything, and everybody, like, we've done all the well-known ones, we've done all, like, the popular ones among nerds, and now they're getting into the stuff that's only for super nerds who will enjoy just any obscure Marvel reference that you give them. which is funny that that's where we're at now. Well, I guess they can afford to do that because, like, people who are just watch these movies because they're watching all the movies. Yeah, they'll just accept it at this point. And then, yeah.
The piggies are at the trough. Okay, I was gonna say, Shan has listed a couple things that they consider good about the MCU. Tony Stark suffering. The Iron Man suit is apparently sexy. And also there's a lot of ass shots in the Avengers. I remember watching the later Avengers movie. Shan hates Ant-Man.
Really?
Why is this Ant-Man? Oh.
Wow. Do you despise him because he didn't go up the butthole?
I feel... Wouldn't it have been so great if they had just, like, done that? Wouldn't it have been fantastic if that was just what they hinged the climax of the entire MCU on?
As you know, in What If, they did finally do it, but it was to the Hulk. And not Thanos.
Boring. They should have hinged their entire, like, 10-year movie multiverse on just, like, anal vorb gut explosion.
And also, they didn't explicitly go in the butt of the Hulk either.
Ant-Man crawls up the Thanos. Oh my god, I hate the Game Theory episode where he's like, well, actually, technically,
I can't punch that. I can't punch that. I can't punch that. I can't punch that. God.
Punch that.
God. Don't you mean the Tharnus?
Shut up! You are not. Don't you fucking do this to me too. I'm not getting dumped into.
I think my favorite Marvel thing that they've done lately was the What If series. That was pretty good.
Oh, the Hulk's name is Deuce Danner.
No, it's Bruce Banner.
Are you sure it's not Bruce Banner?
Yes.
Coos Canner. Loose Ladder. Oos Order.
Ah, poop. I think there was an early comic where they accidentally called him something else.
Roots Ranner.
I think it was Ben Banner or something like that.
Susanner.
Which is similar to a very early Spider-Man comic where they accidentally call him Peter Palmer one time. They also accidentally referred to him as Superman one time. And I think in the very first Spider-Man comic, they accidentally drew, like, pupils through his eyes on his suit in one panel. I mean, to be fair, it was at a dramatic point where he is like holding the collar of the bad guy who killed his uncle, and then his eyes are like bugging out through his mask somehow. You see the little dots.
The end game of Endgame made you cry.
The ending of Endgame?
Yeah, I never liked superhero stuff either, Shan, honestly.
I grew up with it. I grew up reading all the comics and everything.
That's fair. I just think it's interesting how, like, in its own tropes that genre is. Like, like, it's just such a very specific, like, idea of, like, it's not only, it's like, you have these people who specifically usually fight criminals, but then sometimes also supernatural things, and they wear funny clothes, and they have team-ups, and there's usually expanded unit, and there's so many, like, very specific things.
It's a power creep thing, right? Like, they can't, like, maybe they start out just, like, fighting, like, basic criminals, but then, like, once they get somebody who's also got powers, they just have to keep upping the ante. It's not good enough to just fight the bad guys on the streets anymore.
And then eventually it's like, eventually they end up fucking up everything, so they have to reboot it. Because then those are like some, and then eventually sometimes they're like,
stuff
okay,
like
we can't
that with
reboot it
X-Men
again.
all the time.
We need to like make a story.
They did that
where
with the X-Men
somebody
movies.
travels through time to undo something we don't like.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did with the X-Men movies.
Oh. Have you heard about the Spider-Man issue that nobody likes, where it's like they didn't want him to be with Mary Jane anymore, so they had to make a story where he does a deal with Satan or something?
He did a deal with Doctor Strange.
Wait. And I'm talking... Oh, I mean... Oh, yeah, in the Spider-Man movie that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, oops, we've accidentally made a version of Spider-Man that people don't like. Let's just undo everything that's different about them using a wizard. It's not a wizard did it.
To the point where every
It's
new movie they have to spend
do
5 minutes justifying why they didn't stop Thanos. What? They did stop him, didn't they?
Wait, it's gone to the point where every new movie there's... Oh, you mean like they have to justify why like every character who could have stopped Thanos didn't? You mean?
You mean like Ant-Man?
Oh, yeah, that sucks, Shan.
Oh, yeah, like the Eternals. They were like, well, how come you weren't here to help us?
It's always like Dragon Ball has some weird stuff like that, where it's like... I don't know, it's this weird thing where it's like they love like...
It's because they know... I think it's at this point they know the thing where like... Where people are like, well, where was this hero when this world-ending thing was happening? Like, how come it was just this superhero team that did this? And like, I feel like they're too aware of that now, and they're like, they gotta be like, they gotta justify it in the text instead of just sweeping it under the rug anymore.
Can I make a hot take?
Yeah.
American movies spend too much time preempting criticisms and nitpicks of themselves. And like, it feeds into this the thing where like, just like American media in general is just like...
Self-conscious?
Self-conscious and non-vulnerable and boring and sterile and shit. Like, I hate how like everything is always like nothing can ever be taken seriously anymore. Everything's always like that's the thing I don't like about fucking She-Ra, is that sometimes
except for the pheromone thing was apparently supposed to be completely serious.
Oh, but yeah,
I couldn't take it seriously.
It's like She-Ra was so close to being like a series that was like actually good.
You fish! Like, how are you supposed to get away from that fish? I don't have anywhere to go.
But they just spent so much time like winking and nudging to the audience, like, haha, we know this is all stupid bullshit. We know it's garbage. Haha, the character says, "Can we take a rain check on this?" Every fucking 10 seconds.
They've become very afraid of plot holes.
Oh my god. I remember, like, I've heard that the Disney live-action movies do that a lot. Like, apparently some people complained about Belle in Beauty and the Beast and something, so then, like, in the remake, there's some weird plot point about how she invents a machine that washes clothes using a donkey. I don't remember all the details.
They wanted her to be a strong, independent woman. So that it was less weird about the rest of it.
Every single Marvel movie has the "wow, isn't this weird, what the scene."
I hate the idea of having to do that, Adam. That sounds not fun.
God, we have been on the fucking Joe's Ball level for how fucking long?
I think at least an hour.
Oh my fucking god.
I told you, Adam, it was not gonna happen.
Adam, what the fuck were you doing? I don't know how
he was like, he was convinced that it was the last episode of Rayman.
Was he joking? Was it sarcasm?
No, I mean, he was explaining why he thought that that was how it was going to be. I thought that he was serious.
God, why is it that I just unnaturally keep finding Paper Mario Rule 34 now? It just shows up.
It's because you clicked on some of them, and now the computer gods believe that's all you want to see.
It's not all I want to see.
I didn't say it was. I said that's what the science gods think now.
Oh, I'm suddenly in weird physical pain. I don't know why.
What?
Yeah, I just have some pain.
In what way?
In my organs. Okay,
That's so ominous. Organ pain.
I don't know. In my torso. I don't know. Anyway, I'll probably be fine. Horny. I don't know. I think I try to not be as down on horny people as other people are. I try to not bonk them if I can avoid it. I feel I'm happy for them having their fun. I just don't want to see specifically this on my feed.
You know what's kind of interesting is there's like a whole genre of artists where they just draw sort of like the same looking like half-naked anime women as like a whole bunch of other artists, and like I can never quite tell them apart. But there's people with like whole massive portfolios of just that, like these highly rendered, just...
You know what really fucks me off? You know what really fucks me off the most, right? Because a lot of those artists have this weird thing where it's like, the rendering is immaculate, right? It's like super
and then
high
the anatomy is weird?
Yeah, and the anatomy, it's not even like just haha, big tits, bad anatomy. It's more like
how do your hips move like that?
It's like, yeah, it's not even like just stuff done for the point of being sexy. It's just, I feel like they didn't think it through to begin with, and they've accidentally created a character that is just
they
like
got into weird... sunk cost and were like, well, this looks weird, but I'm this far into the drawing. No stopping now. No going back now.
Exactly. It's a pain in the organs. Did you drink organ damaging drink? I mean, well, that's not the official name for Pepsi, but...
What was I gonna say? Good Lord, Rayman.
Imagine if there was such a thing as the bad Lord Rayman.
That was like me saying, that was me when I brought up saying God bless it versus God damn it. But you say it in like the exact same like tone of voice, so like it has the same meaning.
No, I don't like this. I'm going to bed. Good night, everybody.
But the other one is like more clean, I guess, because you don't say damn.
Oh my god, I'm so tired.
I picked that one up from my aunt in specific.
There is. He's called Dark Rayman. But is Dark Rayman a lord of anything? Adam.
She will. She'll take it even further though, and she says, "God bless America" as a exclamation.
I mean, that feels weird, because it's like, imagine if somebody just tells you that, like, your grandmother's died, and you're like, God bless America.
No, she says, God bless America. She says it like that.
God, I fucking hate, like, swear word replacements. They piss me off. For years, I legitimately thought that darn was just something that only Sonic said, because that was the only context I ever heard it.
I remember it's so bad in some families, Bis, that I remember I said like dang in elementary school, and there was a kid who was like, you can't say that, that's a bad word.
Oh my God,
I was like, what? Off. I said dang. What's your problem?
Me and Arrow are both on team Get
And
Over
then
It.
The opposite end of that spectrum was this, I've talked about before, this second grade kid who would just say the word bastard all the time. That was his favorite word.
God. I swear to God,
does he know that's a bad word?
I swear to God, I have seen so many like 10-year-olds just yell cunt over here. Top of their lungs in the street.
Oh my lord.
Oi cunt.
Yeah, I'm back down to 30 lives. We're getting there.
Oh, Shan, that's true?
Oh no, if I say this is 30 lives, I'm just doing the thing I saw somebody joking about on Mastodon, which is like, speedrunners when they get a time of 1:59.99, they're like, hell yeah, 1 minute!
What was I about to say?
There you go. Shannon didn't say that. I was because Bat Elite said, or who has the same color name as Shan right now, said this level looks like it's ours, but at least it looks pretty. And I was gonna say, so Shan admits that the cum rivers, the cum chambers look pretty at least. But I couldn't make that joke because Shan didn't say it.
Can I just make a little? Can I just soapbox for like a microsecond?
Yeah, Bis is gonna get on our little tiny box that's filled with soaps.
So lately, I've been trying to purge American pronunciations, right?
Yeah.
From my vocabulary, but I make very important there's a lot of very important thought that goes into that. Like, I do not consider arse and ass the same word. They're spelled differently.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that.
They're pronounced differently, and they also have like different moods to them, and it's valuable to have both. Like, I feel like nice ass can conceivably be a compliment. It could conceivably not be, like, depending on the context, it can be acceptable. Arse has like a kind of arse feels offensive to me. It feels a lot more like crude and judgmental. It's like you could, like, that's what I want. My favorite use for it is just calling somebody a Marty arse.
Oh my god, I think we might be making it. No, fish! Oh my god, I made it. Oh my god. Oh my god. No! God bless America.
Oh, don't you fucking say that. Don't you fucking say that. Don't say that. Don't fucking say that.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
It really feels like I'm making some kind of speedrun attempt.
And also, it's like, I think there's like...
But it's very slow.
Actually, a better example, right, okay?
There's so much crap over there.
She had a big ass versus she had a big arse. Arse just can't... The only
it people cannot, who would... It just doesn't sound the same.
Judgmental. Yeah, it does.
She's a brick. House. Mighty, letting it all hang out.
You know, there's a phrase where my family come from, which is used to describe somebody who's big built, and it's just, they're built like a brick shithouse.
This is that, but without one word in the middle.
Without the shit.
Also, it's a song.
Oh. I don't know, that's fair chroma. I just feel like... I don't know, I feel like the ass one feels like in context. It could be like...
If Bis said that to me, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, if I said, hey, Lane... Like, if I... Like, yeah, exactly. But I feel like arse would always feel bad.
I'm like, wow, Bis, I can't believe you said that to me. I love every time I die where the game goes...
I love calling people who do foolish things a wazzock. It's such a weird word. It has like such a wild aura to it. Also, wazzock works well because it's one of the few... Like, obviously, like, I've been thinking about my vocabulary a lot in general anyway recently, and I've been looking at the etymology of a lot of words, right?
Yeah.
And there are a handful of words I've had to stop using because I've found out that they're actually just, like, old, like, they're basically just old slurs that lost some of their power, but not all of it.
Oh.
But Wazak is great because nobody knows what
Oh
the fuck
yeah,
it
I remember
came
you looking that one up and you're just like, yep, that one means literally nothing.
Yeah.
It just came out of thin air.
It's spelled W-A-Z-Z-O-C-K, Shan. Wazak.
Sounds related to saying something going up the wazoo. Well, the game is having some... It's farting a little bit here and there for some reason. If I keep doing this at the perfect rhythm, the fish will never touch me. There we go.
Oh yeah, looking into the history of terms is like a gacha game where anything less than SSR is just a slur. Absolutely, Chroma.
God. I got 20 minutes left that I'm planning to stream for.
Now I'm thinking, okay. You know what just randomly popped into my mind?
I feel like I'm getting better at this. I say as I fall in the first segment.
Oh, I guess it's not relevant, never mind.
No, if I quit, see, that's the problem, is if I quit, I lose everything that I did today.
If like Diamond Pearl have like chibi water, what the fuck is the water in this?
Come?
No, it is not cum. Bad, Elena. No. Whatever it is, it's like constantly active. Like the way it waves is just like... It's just going ballistic.
There's a wave machine.
Oh.
This is apparently Joe's pool. He's got a wave machine installed, clearly.
Yeah, only the background is cum. The stuff in the foreground is...
Yeah, but it's pouring into the water. Maybe it's changing the viscosity of the water and allowing it to move like this.
God, do you ever think about Flubber?
Sometimes.
Flubber's such a weird movie. Because, like,
I
on
don't
the
think I've
face
ever
of
properly watched that movie. Oh, God! I saw it at some point when I was younger. Parts of it, at least.
You haven't properly what? Cum isn't smooth, it doesn't flow.
Well, I mean, that's why it looks like it's sort of like melting down there.
Yeah, but it looks like fantasy cum. It looks like the sort of like hair conditioner
Hentai.
Hentai.
I'm sorry, like, it's just impossible for me to fix my pronunciation on something like that. It's just too ingrained in my brain, Bis. Even if I think about it, it doesn't come out of my mouth with any other pronunciation other than the one I'm used to. I'm sorry.
Tie. You know the sparkling animated it looks... Okay, wax or worn rock. Okay, that's
Sparkling.
actually pretty accurate.
Wow.
Can I just say, by the way, that ties are terrible. Never wear a tie if you can help it.
I wasn't planning to.
Garbage. Good. If I ever catch you in one,
What if I just wear one around my forehead?
Oh, like your your. Oh god, that has a very specific energy to it. Bow ties are great.
Wait,
You're nice.
Adam was yelling at me up above. What was something was in all caps?
Ali, no, you could have just jumped to the next ball.
Oh. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna give myself my lives back.
When are they gonna make arrow ties? I'm gonna sleep.
I mean, the best I can say is at least we've got, like, more viewers than usual here for this.
That's true, there's more people here to hear me snoring in like a second.
Hold on, I need to get a drink.
Yeah, regular
take a
ties are
drink.
too grabbable. And, like, if you pull on them, instead of coming off of you, they strangle you to death. Worst. Like, just such a silly design. Just such a piece of garbage. That is true.
Okay.
Bow ties avoid those issues.
Let's go. What about if it was a boat eye?
Anyway, I'm going
This segment right here slows down the entire thing. The fact that you have to sit here and wait for this every single time, like, is a bottleneck for this entire thing.
Imagine if it was a squattle flag.
Otherwise, you could just run for it. No! What was that? Why did that even happen?
Oh my
What if you wore a tie on your butt?
What the fuck did you just fucking say to me?
What if you wore a tie on your butt?
Nope, 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 nope. Go to bed, 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 go to bed. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. Go to bed, go to bed. Lena, go to bed, to bed, to bed.
So I could get the DSiWare version of this game, by the way. But you wanna know what's funny? Is that would cost me more than this version of the game cost me. I spent an absurdly low amount of money getting the Rayman games for the stream. I think it may have been like $8 altogether, and Rayman on the DSi is $8 by itself. Yeah, I got it on GOG, and I think there was a sale as well, so it was just like super inexpensive. I think they had a bundle with Rayman 1, 2, and 3, and it was really cheap.
Wait, are we talking about the idea of having a tie on your waist that goes between your butt cheeks? What the fuck are we talking about? That reminds me of how in Sonic and the Black Knight at one point, Sonic gets a butt cape that's like waist level at the back. Thanks, Elena. Thanks for calling it a bape, Elena. Thanks,
You're
Elena.
welcome. That's just the proper name.
Thanks, Elena. Thanks, Elena, for calling it bape, Elena. Thanks, Elena. Go for the bape,
You're
Elena.
really welcome. You're so welcome, Myth.
Aw, it's nice to feel welcome. A Monster Edge did absolutely nothing.
This is not a fan of Bapes, huh? Nope. They hate it.
What's a fundoshi? Let me go look. Let's see what a fundoshi is.
It's the opposite of an unfun dashi. I have to look this way so that I'm prepared for the fish. There we go.
This feels like
Fish.
the bikini top of underwear. Honestly,
I don't know what to do with that part because I've been there exactly twice, and you have to make split-second decisions about what you're doing there, and I haven't been able to decipher yet.
Chroma's not a fan. I don't think they look that great, to be honest. I'm sorry. I mean, there's like a little bit of style there, but like, not myself.
I have no idea what we're talking about, and I'm not going to find out.
Fundoshis.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to find out what this conversation is. I'm going to stay happy in my life.
Coward. Only 10 more hours, folks. Oh god. I need to get some game dev.
Hopefully only 10 more minutes.
Can I just say that I regret ever having a release date, and then I regret moving the release date instead of just saying there's no release date?
What happened there, Rayman? What was that?
I am never making a release date for anything ever again. It's not good.
I give my games release dates when the game is like done or will be done in like a few days.
I mean, that makes sense. I think I'm probably going to do the same thing in future, where it's like, when I've got basically...
I usually announce my release dates like a week or two in advance, at most.
That's good. If I'd have kept on the pace I was during, like, you know, the 2 weeks I had off, I would have been done by now. There's literally nothing more sorcerous than literally just ignoring set deadlines. Hell fucking yeah! God, I was talking to somebody a little bit ago, and I was like, sorry for the late reply. I forgot that you had messaged me for 2 days, and they were just like, you don't need to apologize, just reply whenever you feel like. And I was like, hell yeah, you know what? Unnecessary sense of responsibility benefits nobody. Just do whatever the fuck. Set release dates with the explicit intent to miss them.
Wow.
That would work well for PR, actually, because then everybody's like, wow, damn, Bis is always willing to delay a game if it's not ready. That's quite admirable. Whereas if I set a release date for the time it would really have been done, people wouldn't think I was clever and genius.
And why did the fish immediately turn around? Sometimes my delivery sounds like the angry video game nerd, and it's concerning.
You're the Elaine Green video game nerd. She's the angriest zombie you've ever heard. They're the angry Rayman nerd.
I am not a Rayman nerd. Take it back.
Sorry.
Take it back, Biz. I can't handle this.
They're the angry Atari Sega nerd. Oh
what
my God,
Atari game have I ever played on my stream?
Don't
None.
know.
That's right. No
angry,
quills, no pillows.
The GBA and N64 nerd. Switch nerd. Switch and PC nerd. I don't fucking know.
I mean, you could have said Sega. Still, I play Sega games.
Oh my God, my favorite thing I've ever done in any of my video edits was just the time that I made an edit of the Angry Video Game Nerd intro where the word ass just keeps reappearing. It's just like
he's gonna take you back to the ass.
The ass to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have an ass. He'd rather eat ass. and then at the end, the best part is just like he's the angry Atari Sega nerd.
It's just you just replace every noun with ass, basically.
Yeah. But nobody else finds it as funny as I do.
I mean, I mean, he'd rather eat ass is pretty funny, just because it ruins the pacing of the song.
Oh God!
Like you didn't edit the word to like fit with the tune. You just yeah. did that.
I did it.
I hate this level.
My second favorite edit I've ever done, by the way, is just her piper.
What about the one I did? Because there was that Lego Island thing with the whoops, you have to put the CD in your computer, and then somebody was like, what if he said ass instead of computer? And I just edited Angry Video Game Nerd saying ass. You have to put the CD in your ass.
God, could you imagine if, like, I unironically released a game that you had to shove up your ass?
Shove it up.
Oh, thank you, Shen. I appreciate that. Imagine developing a game for the Atari Jaguar back in the day. It always really fucks me off how Americans say Jaguar. The Jaguar.
I say Jaguar, which I think is like that's how it's spelled. I don't know why. I've always been weird when people say Jaguar. So he's like, what?
Wait, what was the difference between what you said and what the other thing you said?
I said Jaguar.
That
and I said
like
Jaguar. I've heard people say it like wire chroma. It's like an American thing. For some unknown reason. The thing that bothers me is when people don't know how to pronounce Oregon. Like, there's lots of people who say Oregon. That's always really bizarre to me.
Oregon's my favorite shape. Okay, can I just take this moment to soapbox? Why did we never get Porygon free? I want Porygon free.
How about Oregon 3?
Oh my god! Oh, actually, speaking of that, Elena, there's an SCP thing you might need to look into at some point called 3 Portlands, Oregon.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one around.
Oh, it's just interesting.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there's also some people say coyote and some people say coyote. Yeah.
Oh.
Which, to be fair, is a reasonable pronunciation with how the word is spelled. Although, neither of them are pronouncing it exactly as it's spelled, because then it should be like coyote. It should be like koi. I don't know how you get the kai sound out of how that word is spelled.
Do you want to know a word I knowingly mispronounce?
Okay.
Hyperbole.
Instead of hyperbole?
Yeah, hyperbole is such an awkward and disgusting sounding word. And the way they extrapolate
hyperbola, the mathematical shape.
Let me look up that a second.
It's one of the conic sections.
You mean a hyperbola?
It's pronounced hyperbola.
Hyperbola.
That's just Bola from Shantae series when you give him coffee. Gosh dang it!
How do I pronounce parabola?
Parabola.
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 Yeah, thanks. It's a parabola and a hyperbola.
It's hyperbola and a parabola.
I'll give you a parables.
Do it! Do it! Oh, garage.
Garage.
God, you make it sound so fancy. You got like garage, and then you got go to the garage. Fucking hell. It always weirded me out as a kid that Americans would like characterize British people as being all fancy and stuff, but then they pronounce everything weirdly posh. Garage. Mario. Yoshi. Wario.
Isn't that from like the transatlantic accent, which is like what they used on like radio and TV back a long time ago?
Do you think I know anything, Elena? I'm asleep and in a coma and jet lagged and high and on drugs and bleeding out.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there are some pronunciations that come directly from influence from that.
Lieutenant?
I think it's its own accent, because I think it was supposed to be trying to sound like a posh British accent, but was it actually its own thing? It was American.
I mean, that makes sense, wouldn't it?
And that was how they tried to sound fancy on, like, radio and TV. How do you pronounce lieutenant? You don't have a different pronunciation for that, do you, Bis?
No, it's just lieutenant.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really go around mentioning military terms very often.
Well, me neither, but I was asked.
I've recently been trying to train myself to get alright with saying alpha, beta, gamma, delta.
Oh my god, I finally did it! Chat, look! Woo!
Lieutenant? Lieutenant?
Woo!
Woo! With 1 minute to spare.
Alright, we saved. Yeah, we're at 1 hour 59.
Oh, I accidentally spent all my BIS points today.
Mr. Scop's
Mr.
stalactites. Okay, well for that, let me try again to find the Great Evil.
Thank you.
Well, there's like the weird big one. There's the Tommy ball.
Wait a second. Lieutenant is a different word than lieutenant? Lieutenant is different than lieutenant? What?
There it is. I found the Great Evil. Here we go.
I just assumed
I
they were
just
different
saved that.
words.
We got him. We got the Great Evil defeated. What is the game doing?
Adam's saying, please tell me you saved.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Yeah, see, it says game saved.
Oh, Lena, if you didn't save, I would have fucking... Can you save again, just to be sure?
It won't let me.
Oh, what do you mean it won't let you?
Because it says game saved.
Oh, okay, that's fine. 2 sets of levels left. Okay. Shan has almost 300,000!
So next, you know how many best points I have?
Infinite.
Yep.
That's
So I
because
beat
you
you
have
all.
access. That's because you have access to the source.
I have access to the bits.
I can dispense more points.
Wait, well, how come you don't have infinite points?
Because I don't love myself enough to give myself the privilege.
Oh.
I'm under strict discipline. I give myself a small allowance of BIS points to live a meek life.
And I'm just greedy?
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me?
You're just a greedy fuck. I'm like
yeah, we'll confirm I saved.
I'm like your BIS points sugar whatever. Sugar. I was gonna say sugar fae, but that term is tainted for me for very long story reasons.
We're cool.
Are we cool?
Yep. We are successfully saved.
Oh hell yeah!
Wow, I made the game melt.
Guys, weird to think that like this game feels so long, but like the world map, like the map screen is one screen. Like I assumed it would like go to more, but no.
It's just that we've been streaming it so slowly. Like we've been streaming other stuff in between, and like not streaming it every week, that kind of stuff. So like it's really stretched out.
Anyway, I am now on.
Let me check real quick. There's still not that many parts of this stream. Let me look here. Let's see, my channel. Look at my playlists. Full streams.
2 weeks is a bit optimistic, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll finish it this time. We shall see. Rayman. Yeah, this is only part 7, by the way. There have only been 7 of these. I've streamed Pokemon Brilliant Diamond more times than that. I streamed Outer Wilds with Arrow more times than that. I streamed Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition more times than that.
Do you want to know something wild I just learned?
What?
The Queen has COVID.
Oh, dang.
It's funny because, like, the government was trying to, like, argue that, like, COVID is basically over and nobody needs to worry about it. And now, like, the weird circus attraction...
It's so fitting because COVID means crown. Because of the crown-shaped virus.
Oh, shit. Somebody sent me a meme about the Queen being ill, like, a couple days ago.
Every time you say "quee," I think that word is going to end with a different letter.
Oh, I was going to say Queef Elizabeth II, weren't you? That's what you thought I was going to fucking say, isn't it?
Okay, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'll be back on Thursday. I don't know what I'm playing, though. I gotta figure that out with Arrow. It might be The Witness.
Like Paragon from StarCraft.
It might be The Witness.
Damn.
And then I'm gonna play Pokemon, and we're gonna fight the Elite Four, and hopefully win in one try. My fingers are crossed for that, because then once that's out of the way, I'm gonna start Cave Story, and I'm very excited about that. That's gonna be a fun stream.
I'm really excited.
And then Friday will be Diablo with Lynn. I don't think I'm gonna have anything planned with Ash this week, but I hope to stream with him again soon, though. We'll find something to do. And then next Sunday will be... or do we want to do Rayman Origins next week? Or do we want to just, like, just put our nose to the grindstone and try and finally finish off original Rayman.
We should
And just get that out of the way, finally.
Yeah, we should probably do that, because then afterwards Origins is probably going to go real quick.
Adam says yes, so...
After Origins, are we going to go through Legends, or are we
yes, of
allowed
course.
to
I want
have
Legends.
something enjoyable? Okay.
I really want to play Legends again.
Oh, that's alright.
I'm so... well, I...
That's fine. Okay, it's fine.
Is there anything else you even have that you would like want to do immediately?
At this point, I would play Patty Cake on stream. Like I was like, oh, let's go into Rayman because I like the first 3 of them. I respect those games, and well, mostly 2 and 3. Like I just mostly want to see 2 and 3 because they're like I find them interesting. But now we're in a situation where like I'm not complaining. I'm fine. I'll get through it.
Okay.
It's just we took a break we took one break already for Deltarune.
Right.
And like after Origins, I think I'd appreciate a break because God fucking damn it, Legends is just more Origins. Anyway.
But I like it a lot. It's got good music.
Your butt has good music. Don't mean nothing. No, that's it. Everybody.
You set that one up. You set it up.
No, you didn't have to take the bait.
You know I did. The chat knows I did.
I don't know.
Everybody knows I had to take that. Anyway, other than that, oh yeah, Paper Mario next week too.
For the record, I like Legends too. It's just that it's a much more interesting game to play than to like commentate over because I like.
And then later on, I will have. I'm gonna stream the Curse of Monkey Island again because it's been several years since I did that, and I've got new people around. More people around. It'd be fun to do that again. I want to do a Mario Kart tournament with the community when the new tracks come out. Would you be into that, Bis? You want to come play Mario Kart on the stream? Okay. And then Kirby, when that comes out, that's gonna get a big stream. I'm probably gonna stream that for like 5 hours on the day it releases. Also, Pokemon Legends, I might stream some more at some point. That's on the cards. That's on the table possibly. So that's what we got. And I will see you on Thursday.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow if Arrow ends up streaming. I'll see you next week. Otherwise, have a nice night, everybody.
Bye bye, everybody. Bye.
Na-na.